So AI or artificial intelligence in education is something that I think about a lot. It's in the conversation, has been so for the past 2 or 3 years, and it's increasingly becoming visible on the landscape. Young people have already been using AI to write papers, to solve math problems, and so on and so forth. And so I thought that I would just kind of come on here and riff about my thoughts about all of this. As a math tutor and one who owns a math tutoring organization, Math Swap Tutoring, I do think about this. And you know, people talk about, like if this stuff is really helping our students, or is it making us less able to do math and whatnot. And so obviously the answer really depends. So let me tell you guys about what I think about how artificial intelligence can be used to help us to improve in our abilities with math. So I had somebody come on my YouTube page, on the Mass Tutoring YouTube page, with one of the SAT type math problems that I posted. And the individual said that they took a picture of the math problem and then fed it into AI. I think it was Desmos or something like that, and Desmos solved it. And now I'm not really sure why the person told me that they did that, but I want to talk about both sides of that. So first of all, how that could be helpful is if you come across a math problem, whether it be trig or algebra, algebra 2, pre-cal, whatever, and you feed the answer, I mean, you feed the problem to AI, and then AI gives you like a step-by-step solution that you use to help to teach you. Now, so if you use it that way, then I can see how it can be of some benefit, because you're basically using AI as a type of tutor. Now, I think that a lot of times a human tutor may be better, because there's something about the human to human replication. I mean, not replication, but there's something about not being able to replicate that human to human interaction and have that natural back and forth with tutoring. Is something that you can't really replicate with AI. However, it could be helpful in those kind of ways. How it obviously could be detrimental is when a student uses AI to get a solution to a problem. They don't know anything about how to actually solve it. But then they just basically copy and then keep it moving. Okay. That obviously is not helpful, because you're not engaging with the material. You're not actually learning how to solve the problem. And so when you are actually tested, then it's not going to be looking too good for you. So those are the two sides of that. If we truly, and it's really the conversation that need to we have been needing to have for a really long time, even beyond AI, because there's been a lot of tools that can kind of help you to take shortcuts with math, that are like technology based solutions. If we actually use these to help us to think through how to solve problems, then they can be helpful. If we use them essentially to, to do what amounts to cheating, um, then it's not going to be helpful. Now, another question arises. If AI or technology is doing this stuff for us, why do we need to do this stuff anymore? So the main argument I have for still learning how to do math on your own is, think about the fact that it was human intellect that actually created AI to begin with. Now, the human brain, your brain is an incredibly complex system that can do a tremendous amount when you develop it. Okay. And so, but what happens is, if we My belief is that if we outsource everything to technology, to artificial intelligence, whatever it is, um, and we don't develop our own minds, then we obviously put ourselves at a disadvantage, and we limit our own capacity, we limit our own ability, and essentially we kind of make ourselves disposable, so to speak. Not because like we actually are disposable, but because we have not really developed ourselves. I made like a little post before where I was talking about why your child should take calculus. It's not necessarily because they're going to use it. Even me as an engineer, I did not actually use calculus when I became a real engineer, because a lot of the stuff that we were doing was developed or put inside of software, if that makes sense. However, being able to think in that way, because calculus really involves you having to use your imagination to visualize it and everything, it trains you to think a certain way. It trains you to become a next level problem solver. And that's something that we can't dismiss, because otherwise, if you're not developing your mental faculties, um, then you're going to be that much less of a problem solver. You're going to be very dependent on things. And it's just a good idea for you to actually really, really work on developing yourself. So, my encouragement to you, if you were a student or the parent of a student, is if you are going to use AI to solve problems, make sure it's actually really supplementing your ability to improve yourself, to improve your thinking abilities, to improve your problem solving abilities, and not to substitute for them. Because at the end of the day, again, humans made AI, humans made all of these various kinds of things. And it's obviously the developed mind that can really utilize creativity to create some amazing, amazing stuff. Okay. So I'm for AI, generally, but I'm kind of cautious with it, because I'm much more for the development of human ability, which I don't think can be substituted. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents on the matter. You have a good one. Hey, thank you for watching this video. If you need math tutoring or you need SAT math help, look in the description to find out how you can sign up today. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you stay in touch with Math Swap Tutoring on YouTube. Have a good one.